Starting off with a breakfast favorite of mine, oatmeal. Now, you notice when you eat some oatmeal, maybe about half an hour after that, you're going to poop. Especially if you pair it with some tea. That'll get things moving. You got the hot oatmeal, you got the hot tea, you're going places, and that is to the bathroom. Which brings me to the next one, tea. That's another thing that'll make you go. It's hot, whether it's chamomile, Earl Grey, green tea, ginger, it doesn't matter. It's something hot and warm on the stomach. That'll get you some movement going on. I love me a cup of tea. Have one every day. Moving on to oranges, which I'm so hype about, specifically mandarin. Any fruit will get you going and loosen up stuff that you got in your stomach because it's fruit. It's good for you. Eat your fruits if you need to go to the bathroom. It'll get things going. And I love them so much. They're so juicy and sweet. I think it's all the juices in fruit that make you, movable. Next up, quinoa. Quinoa has fiber and a whole bunch of other great stuff in it. As soon as you hear fiber, you already know. So, especially if you pair quinoa with something like kale, those two together, I always like to think that they're like a broom and it just sweeps out the intestines. That's how I always view quinoa and kale. Be careful if you have that together and you want to get some stuff moving. There's some broccoli right there that I've had with quinoa and chickpeas, which is a bean form. Which brings me to beans. Pinto beans, black beans, red beans, whatever the case is. A lot of people say they don't like them because they make them fart. That doesn't happen to me. I think it's how you prepare it. You have to rinse it off thoroughly. But when you pair that with certain things like kale there and all these other things, it is really good to have together to have great digestion. Now that's frozen kale, but if you have fresh kale, no matter what it is, you mix in all these things together, you're going to have some good results. Which brings me to salads, which basically they're greens. You know, the roughage and kale, it's the same type of thing when you have a roughage and say like a spring mix or a spinach or whatever the case. And then everything that you may put in the salad, that'll help you out too. You could put beans in there. Some people put kale in their salads. You just have to massage it first. And then it'll all be great together. And the last thing, but not least, ginger is great for digestion. I boil some ginger and that'll spice up your life and spice up your stomach. Get you going. And it's a natural pain reliever. All good stuff. All good stuff.